Hey guys, Marcus Melnick here with Firearm Mentor. Hope you're enjoying my YouTube channel. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. These little things are free to you and really help the channel. I appreciate your support. Enjoy. Thank you.
The views expressed are not those of local community broadcasting, WYML LP, or its management, volunteers, or underwriters. Greetings and welcome to the Personal Safety Show. This is Marcus Melnick from Firearm Mentor and Stress to Logic, your host. And I'd like to send out an apology to my regular listeners. I had an unplanned rerun last week, and the reason why I had to do a rerun was because a week ago Tuesday, my father-in-law passed away, and I was knee-deep in funeral arrangements, being supportive of the family. But as Chit from the viral video say, well, back at it. So I am back at it, 100%. Everything's returning to normal. And on the line, I have Tosi Ufodike, and Tosi is running for office. She has been on the show before. She is terrific, great business person, and I am very excited to have her on the show. Tosi, welcome.
Thank you so much, Marcus. Thank you. It's always a pleasure talking to you. My condolences to your entire family. I'm so sorry to hear about your father-in-law. But yeah, I'm excited to be back. Thank you.
So we met at I believe we met at a networking event, 2 years ago maybe? Ish.
Yes.
And when you were running for office before, I had you on the show. And now you're running for Illinois House District 51. Is that correct?
Yes.
And what did you run for previously? Was it the same thing?
Yes. So we ran last cycle, 2024, and we really lit a spark, and our supporters were so amazed. But our work is not done, and so we're fighting forward. We're moving forward, and so I'm running for state rep for the 51st district.
Quite honestly, we're going to get into the questions, but just a brilliant business person, and your social media is fantastic. I see most of what I see on you is TikTok.
We get so many compliments about our social media. Shout out to Lena. Lena has been with me for like 9 years, and she does a lot of the stuff in the back end, and she's brilliant. And it's been really great. Supporters love it. I'm on all forms of social media: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, Indeed. I mean, Nextdoor, everything that you can think of. TikTok has been new. My team has been encouraging me to get on TikTok with my daughters, and that has been really fun. It's been really fun way of communicating and connecting with voters.
Well, I would definitely listen to your daughter. I mean, she goes to Clemson.
Right. Yes, I have 2 daughters. I have a sophomore. Wow, time flies. A sophomore at Clemson University, and she's doing fantastic. And then I have a high school senior at Lake Zurich High School, and she's in her senior year. And it's bittersweet because when she graduates, we will be, my husband and I will be empty nesters.
I can't wait till we are.
You say that, Marcus, but I'm telling when you have the baby, you're so excited, and then the toddler years and the middle school and high school years can be, interesting and tough. But then when they go to college, you miss them. You really do.
So I've got 2 who are out of the house, and I've got one who's a senior at Stevenson. And one of my favorite things is silence. When you have teenagers, there's no such thing as I actually have to have earplugs in when I go to sleep, because my schedule is so different than a teenager schedule. Like I'm up early, and I'm an old man, so I'm up early in the morning and I'm go to bed early at night, and he's the opposite. So when he has friends over, and of course he's welcome to have friends over, that's what they do. I'd rather have them at my house than somewhere else, but they make noise. The dog goes nuts, so I put in earplugs. Anyway, I hope the people that are listening just kind of pick up on, look, Tosi's a real person. She's a mom. She's a business person. She's a regular person, not a career politician. With that said, Tosi, can you tell us what your background is? What's your personal origin story? And how did you get to where you are today?
Thanks for that question, Marcus. My father's an immigrant from Nigeria. My mom's a Southerner. I'm from South Carolina. They met, fell in love, had four beautiful children, and I'm the third. And was born in North Carolina, grew up, had a great privilege of living abroad in Nigeria, came back, and then, assimilated to the culture of being, living in a different society and then coming back. And that was amazing. And, went to high school, college, grad school, joined GE Financial Management Program, and that was amazing. GE was the best of the best. They look for the brightest. And that really started my career in financial services industry. And it was great, traveled the world, became a Six Sigma black belt and an auditor, and it was great. And then, like most people, you get married and you have kids and your life totally changes, and what you valued changes also, and you start really understanding the value of time and needing time and wanting to be there for your kids. And so, I got involved in the childcare industry and the business, and it's great. It's really, really great.
Awesome. So you said you're a black belt. I also am a black belt, but mine is in Nintendo.
Everybody says black belt. It's like
GE
was known for Six Sigma, and
right.
Basically it's quality process improvement. It's the way you think. It's your mindset. It's how you look at information. It's how you look at data, and it's why I'm so needed in Springfield, because right now our budget is out of control. Obviously, we're not looking at things the way we should be looking at them, with common sense for perspective, and that's why I'm running because our district deserves, resilient, committed leadership that listens, delivers, and fights for our working families. And I am a fighter. I'm a mom. I know what it's like to pay for a child that's going to college, to juggle bills, to be overwhelmed by business taxes and trying to find staff. I know what it's like to want to be a voice and for your children and have that voice be minimized as a parent. So I care about our district, and I care about every family, our small businesses, our neighbors. And it's so important that this midterm cycle, people vote and let their voices be heard. And I'm so humbled to be representing the 51st District as a candidate.
Terrific. So your opponent is Nabila Syed. I've seen her online. I have not met her. I don't know her. How do you differ from her in your approach and your viewpoints, etc.?
Everybody asks that, and I will say, I was at her event in Palatine. First of all, Nabila, why this race is so important. So Nabila Syed was my opponent in 2024, and she now is running for state senate. So my race is an open, winnable seat.
Oh.
So it changes things drastically. So a lot of people still, because they remember my name, my name ID is through the roof, and they ask me, they say, you're running against Nabila, and I'm like, no, I have an open, winnable seat in the 51st District. So my district, just so you know, includes parts of Palatine, Inverness, Hoffman Estates, Rolling Meadows, Barrington, Killdeer, Deer Park, Long Grove, a piece of Vernon Hills, Lake Zurich, and Hawthorne Woods, where I live, and the Palatine and Lake Zurich Park districts. So we're so energized because we have a great chance. I am the Republican candidate to win and flip our district back red, and it's an exciting time. So right now, we're just really, really focused on continuing to talk to voters, to share our message of common sense. And we're excited because it's about fighting for our children, our working families, small businesses, our seniors. Every taxpayer deserves transparency and not excuses. And that's what I'm going to fight for when I'm in Springfield.
Awesome. What type of political experience do you have?
Great question. So, a lot of people always ask me, how did you get into politics? And I really say, like anything, it just kind of fell into my lap just by my abilities. So When when my kids were younger, I was always asked to be room mom, to be cheer mom, to be swim mom. And I always thought, how can I represent the whole group, whether it was our swim team, whether it was our cheer team. And when I moved here and moved to different places, I would always try and stick up for people who didn't have a voice. People would just gravitate toward me and tell me their problems, their issues, and I would actually work on trying to find a solution. And I remember in our neighborhood, there was an incident. There was a guy we saw around the neighborhood, and people didn't know why he was always parked there. And I went out and found out why and let him know that wasn't a good place because kids are always around. And that set the trajectory of moms were like, oh my God, you got that guy out of here. You need to run for office. And I'm like, what? When I moved to Illinois because of my husband's job, it just became a natural progression, like just being involved in the community, seeing the need for change, seeing the need for our cost of living that's so expensive now. Illinois is the number one state for property taxes. Seeing businesses leave Illinois, seeing my neighbors leave my community, and I say, why? And it's the cost of living, whether it's gas prices, whether it's our property taxes, whether it's healthcare. And people would say, please, can you run? You'll be great to represent me. So I did. And I ran, and I was elected as an Ela Township trustee. And that was amazing because it's local. They say politics is local, and it truly is. Like, I raised my family here, right? So I care about our roads. I care about our schools. I care about what's taught in our schools. I care about my neighbors. I care about our pets. And so I ran and I won, and it was an amazing, amazing experience. And then I was asked to run for state rep last cycle. And then, like I said, the work is not done, and we're going to win in November, state rep. So it's been an exciting journey. I learn each time. I always say you either lose or you learn, and you either win or you learn.
Right,
sorry.
I know what you meant.
And yeah, and for me, it's every question. And I do this again. My Six Sigma mentality is, what's the learning? What can I learn? What can I do better? You know, a lot of people say, they look at the glass half empty. I look at it like half full. I just have a very positive outlook on life, and anything that comes my way, I believe God will always have my back and protects me and is amazing and is the center of my life. So I never question anything that happens. I always just say, hey, God makes everything happen, and I trust him, and I know he loves me. I always say, what's the learning? What can I take away from this? And that has really served me well in life, in business, in raising my kids. I'm excited. I'm excited about our district, and I'm excited about representing everybody in the district, in the 51st district.
Terrific. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a brief break, and when we come back, we'll be continuing the conversation.
I want my listeners to know that this is my dream, teaching people about safety. If it weren't for you, if it weren't for my listeners, I couldn't live my dream. So on behalf of my family and myself, I want to thank each and every one of you for allowing me to live my dream. And I also want to continue to live my dream, and I'm excited to continue to spread the word of safety. Recently, I began a new service as a conference keynote speaker. So if anyone would like for me to speak at future events, or if anyone knows of an introduction or would like to discuss how we can work with one another, I'd love to do just that. The keynote speaking website is www.stress2logic.com. That is STRESS2logic.com. If you're aware of any conference speaking engagements where you'd like to have me speak, I'd love an introduction. You can always share my electronic business card, which is Marcus Melnick, MarcusMelnick.com. Now, back to the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Personal Safety Show. We have Tosi Ufodike on the line, and she is running for House of Representatives in Illinois in District 51. Very interestingly, the last question I asked was, what's your experience in politics? And you had said you started as the room mom, the team mom, and we have an expression in my family, everybody needs their mommy. And I really think that politics needs a mom. They need a mom to set them straight, tell them what to do the right things, and I hope that's you. I hope your nickname is going to be Mom in the house. That's just me being facetious and silly and stuff like that, but there's truth to it. They need a guiding voice. So
and just let me say one thing. And I said this yesterday. I was in a call and I said, moms make the world go round. And I really do mean that. Moms are I think we need more moms in politics. Like, moms are the glue. We work hard. We're resilient. We have a lot thrown at us. I really do think moms make great politicians. I know sometimes it's hard because you're running the family, you're working, you're taking care of the husband, the significant other, everything that goes on with being a mom. But I really think, and one of my things, I've encouraged so many women, so many moms to think about politics, because we really do need their voices.
Beautiful, beautiful. So the show is obviously about safety, and it brings me to the question about the Second Amendment. What are your views on the Second Amendment?
I believe in the U.S. Constitution. And the U.S. Constitution says a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Period. Full stop. The Second Amendment is the Second Amendment, and I believe in the Constitution. I also do believe in common sense gun safety, right? And I think it's important to know that, but we have to respect our Second Amendment rights. We just have to. It's the U.S. Constitution, and I'm a constitutionalist.
Beautiful. I'm going to switch to a different topic. Can you talk about parental voice in education?
Every parent, mom, dad, stepmom, stepdad, every parent needs and deserves a voice in their child's education. I am a mom. Two things. Last week, and I talked about this on my Facebook page, Governor Pritzker signed a law saying that undocumented children will get financial support and backing, while our kids, we have to put our Illinois kids first. That's number one. Number two, local education, local control of education. Parents in the community know what's best for their kids, not some bureaucrat in Springfield. Parents in the community, they know what's best for their kids. They have whether it's mental health, whether it's deciding whether they want to homeschool their kids, whether they want to send their kids to public school or private school. That's the parents' rights. And I think sometimes parents feel like their voice is being diminished. And as a parent, as a mom, and seeing like how sometimes people just want to ignore the voice of the parent. We can't do that. Parents have a voice. And one of the things that I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that voice is heard in Springfield, loud and clear, by listening to the moms, talking to moms and dads, and making sure their voice is respected. And I think right now a lot of people think, there's so much government overreach and different things that happens in schools. And we have to make sure that we are fighting for our parents' rights in every aspect of our child's education and life and experience.
Terrific. I absolutely love what you said. What are some other key issues that you are passionate about?
One of the things about our campaign is fueled by grassroots support, right? Last cycle, we came closer than anyone expected. I ran to make a difference. And one of the things I'm passionate about, small businesses, obviously, I'm a small business owner. We talked about parents. I'm a mom. We talked about also our law enforcement. I've backed the blue. Basically, I grew up supporting our military. My sister served in the military. My brother-in-law served in the military. I grew up being respectful of law enforcement and respectful of our military and the hard work that they do, our veterans. I think it's just so disappointing and devastating that a veteran will have to fight for funding and not being given the resources, and they served and fought for. I always tell people, I'm able to sit in this, on this, have this podcast interview with you in the greatest country in the world because of the fight and because of the work that veterans did. And we must respect veterans. I'm also advocating for quality childcare, and I'm also advocating for lower health care, making sure that our seniors don't feel neglected, can get the prescriptions they need. So those are the things that I'm fighting for when I'm in Springfield.
Very good. What final thoughts can you offer about what you're doing? And perhaps there's a question I didn't ask because I'm not an expert in politics. I'm just, talking head. What's something I didn't ask you that you'd like to discuss?
Well, I was just speaking about my political experience as well as the parental voice in education. During 17 years of corporate experience and now running a local business, I understand how local government works. I understand how decisions can affect small businesses as well as real people. I bring that experience to Springfield. Also, my audit background, just my skill set and my GE training. I also love our community. I've raised our children here with my husband. I own a business here, and I've been serving our community and understand how government actually can work better for communities. One of the final thoughts that I want to just say is, parents know their children best and deserve transparency in what's being taught and real input into curriculum decisions. So as a mom, and someone in the early childhood education field, I see how critical it is for parents to be true partners in children's education. So I just want to reemphasize, it's so important that we partner with parents. It's so important that we bring people to Springfield that have the real experience and can really help our community thrive and grow. If people are interested, they can check my website out at Tosi, Tosi for rep.com. And like I said, I'm on Facebook. I'm Tosi Ufodike for Illinois. I'm on TikTok, Tosi for Illinois. If you type in Tosi Illinois, yesterday a lady was like, we were at the in Palatine doing some door knocking, and a lady said, I want to follow you on Facebook. And she typed in Tosi Ufodike, and it said Tosi Ufodike for president. And we laughed. And she said, wow.
That's
she
awesome.
said, and I said, I don't know how that came, but it was funny. But she followed me. So I love talking. I feel that God has called me to this life of service. And I always say, I serve, people say, oh, politician, and I always say, I'm not a career politician. I'm a political outsider. I don't have big unions giving me money. I don't have people, special interests and donating in my campaign. The people that donate to my campaign are my neighbors, my family, small businesses in the area that really see the need for change. And they really understand that what's working currently is not what we have in office, and we need better representation. I'm a grassroots kind of girl, and I love that, but I love talking and listening to my neighbors, and I love being able to solve problems and help people that feel their voice is not being heard. I feel it's a privilege to be able to serve. I'm grateful for the opportunity to even run for office. My race is historic, and I'm excited to serve our community. And I'm excited to talk to you and be on your show again. I think I love what you do. You're natural, and I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to come and talk about our amazing campaign.
It's interesting. You mentioned your experience with GE several times, and you definitely have the energy that GE provides. Okay, so GE does a ton more stuff than just make light bulbs. They make medical equipment and all that. And at least previously when I was growing up, I hear the commercial in my head, and their tagline was, GE brings good things to life. What do you need to bring more life into your campaign? Do you need volunteers? What are your needs? Donations,
question, and thank you.
volunteers, phone calls.
All of the above. No, but seriously, I always say doors and dollars. That's basically, you're knocking doors. To knock doors, you can't, no matter how great a candidate you are, you cannot do it by yourself. So we need volunteers. We need people that can spread the message of Tosi Ufodike. So please, if you go to my website, you click on contact me, or Facebook, or Twitter. Sorry, X. I'm on X too. I forgot to mention. I want to volunteer. We love our volunteers. We love and appreciate everything that you do. Also, donations. I mean, it takes money to get the word out, to do commercials, to do mailers. I'm grateful whether I have people that have given me $25. I have people that have given me $5,000. I appreciate every dollar and know that I'm a fiscal conservative. I use money very, very wisely to grow the campaign, and I appreciate every dollar. So doors, volunteers, and donations. So please, that's what we need. We're grassroots support, like I mentioned earlier. So every bit helps. So please, Tosi, FORREP.com. You can find me. If you go to the website, there's a big donate button. You can donate. You can mail a check in. I mean, we're online. Anything that you can do would help get our message to everybody in District 51, because the March 17th is the primaries, and then November is the general election. Right now, we're in the petition stage, and we're collecting signatures to get on the ballot. So again, if you want to volunteer, you can. Some people like to collect signatures. Some people like to knock doors, and whatever we have anything that you feel that you are called to do or you want to do, we need you, and we appreciate you. So please reach out. We're always looking for great volunteers.
Tosi, thank you very much for appearing on the show again. It's always an absolute pleasure to talk to you with the energy that you bring. You're easy to talk to. You're approachable. And I wish you the best in your campaign. Thank you.
Thank you so much, and thanks for all you do. Like I said, it's a privilege of a lifetime to run for state representative, and by the grace of God, I will win. And I just want to say thank you. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to talk about our amazing campaign. And I look forward to hearing from everyone. And thank you so much.
The views expressed are not those of local community broadcasting, WYML LP, or its management, volunteers, or underwriters.